My name is Mike the DJ Kenya. I'm an accomplished radio producer and a Roomba DJ. And today I want to teach the beginners of radio production on how to process a raw vocal into a finished vocal that can be used for broadcast purposes. On my screen, I have a raw vocal that sounds like this. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. Again, this is Mike the DJ Kenya. Now you'll notice it is in mono form. I prefer recording in mono to stereo because I believe a mono signal is stronger than a stereo signal. That is not cast on stone. You can use whatever signal you want. Either you can record in stereo or you can record in mono. It's just a personal preference. Now, I have what I call the headroom. The headroom is this black region here. I normally give the recording some headroom for purposes of processing it into a finished product. This will also enable me avoid distortions while I'm... Distortion is that sound you feel as if a signal has some rumbling effect on it, or it has some tearing effect on it. When I'm recording, I put my mixer levels between -10 to 5 there, so that I have a good headroom for processing my audio. I'm working with a software called Cool Edit Pro. You can also use the same on Adobe Audition. It just depends on the software that you're accustomed to. And in most colleges, I know they use either Adobe Audition or Cool Edit. Most media houses use Adobe Audition or Cool Edit. So on my classic Softny, this is how it is by default. I'll just come and enhance a little bit. Okay, like that. And then I'll press OK. So this is how my vocal is going to sound like. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. Now, remember, before, this is how it sounded like. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. After the effects, this is Mike the DJ Kenya. You can feel the difference, okay? So I'll right-click on it and insert it into the multi-track. That is how it looks like, okay? And then I will left-click at the start of the audio signal, and I'll drag the cursor to at that point, okay? Now, this empty part here, where I've made that extension, should allow me enhance the after effects once I've processed the vocal. It gives room for you to feel the effects that have been added on the dry audio. So I'll right click on it again, and then I'll mix down the file to stereo. That is how it is, okay? So once I've done that, I still maintain my headroom. This is my headroom, but I'll want to enhance it more and give it effects so that I achieve whatever I'm trying to process. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll come to the effects tab, and then I'll click on the amplifying or the amplitude tab. I'll reduce it by -4 decibels. So how do you reduce it by -4? You can easily come and click on any of this one, cut, any of the cut, even if it's 10. Click on 10 and then just highlight the 10, punch in 4. It will come to -4, okay? Then I'll come to the same effects. I'll come to delay effects. Then I'll choose my full reverb. For the full reverb, I have a lot of presets. I personally like using the medium concert hall. It gives me a crispy end effect. Now, when you want to apply the effects, you need to understand what a dry signal is and what a wet signal is. A wet signal sounds like this. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. Okay? A dry signal sounds like this. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. I've only reduced the reverb to nil, and I've enhanced the original signal to 200. But now, for purposes of feeling the reverb or the wetness of the vocal, I may just reduce the original signal to around 168. Let me just put it at 174. And then for the wet reverb, I'll enhance it to around 8% or thereabout. And then I'll press OK. This is how it sounds. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. You can still feel the reverb in the background and you can still feel the dry signal, okay, incorporated. I'll right click and send it to the multi-track. So this is how it's going to sound. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. This is the original drop. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. This is the enhanced one. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. Now you can notice there's a very big difference in the amplitude and the end result. I'm still processing the vocal, so I'll want you to be very keen in what I'm doing. I'll select the two audio signals again and I'll mix them together to give me this result. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. This is the original one. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. This is the final one. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. You can notice the difference. Now, towards the end, you can notice even the different, the feel of the reverb. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. Hear that? Okay? That shows the vocal has actually been processed. Step 2. Because I want to enhance some crispiness in it, I'll come back to the amplitude. Okay? I'll press the effects tab and then come to the amplitude or amplify. And then I'll reduce the decibels again by something like -6. Okay, so it will sound like this. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. The amplitude has been reduced, but the punch is still very, very dominant. So what I'm going to do is I'll send it back to the multi-track. I'll right click and send it back to the multi-track and make sure everything has been aligned well. So now I'll come to the second one, the second vocal that I processed, the one that I added the reverb. I will undo the effect so that it sounds like this. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. Then I will enhance the highs of the vocal. I'll come to the effects. Then I will scroll down to filter. Okay. I will choose the graphic equalizer. Under the graphic equalizer, I will come and choose the quick high pass filter. Okay, and then I'll press OK. So it sounds like this. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. These are the highs that I'm talking about. Okay, the high frequencies, we call them highs. Then on my multi-track, I'll have something that sounds like this. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. You can feel the sibilants are more prominent, okay, but they're not distorting. I will come and zip the whole project again, and then let's listen to it. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. So now what I'm going to do next, I will come to the parametric equalizer and I will choose loudness. Okay. This is how it's going to sound. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. Okay. Again. This is Mike the DJ Kenya. You can feel its loudness. You can feel its compression, you can feel the sibilance, and you can feel the crispiness in it. Remember, all these processes are not cast on stone. It depends on how you want your signal to sound like. Okay? Each and every one of us has his or her own preferences. But what I'm just trying to show you is how we process vocals from a beginner's level. Eventually, when you become a professional, you can tweak the processes the way you want. Those are some of the processes I'll be showing you in my subsequent episodes as we go by. So in case you have any question or questions, you can drop them on the comments section and we can discuss. You can also teach me new things. I can teach you other things, you know. We can learn from each other. depending on the kind of software someone is using. But for the beginners, this is how you start processing your vocals. And if you continue with that spirit and that motivation, that kind of motivation, you'll develop into a very, very, very good audio producer. All the best in your classes, all the best in your career, and be blessed.